This is Vice Chair Angus MacLeod. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on this agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Yes, Clement Durkis.
Yes.
Very well.
Yes.
And I am present, so we have a quorum. Staff, when I call your name, please respond affirmative. Holly Backus.
Present.
Excellent. We don't really have any anticipated speakers, so I'm not going to acknowledge those. All right, so this meeting of the Sconset Advisory Board is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. For this meeting, Sconset Advisory Board is convening by video conference via Zoom app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Participants may find information on the conduct of this meeting at that location. Each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. So, can I take a motion for the approval of the minutes?
I would love to do that, Mary.
I've rushed that one, Mary. Can I take a motion for the adoption of the agenda?
I would happily adopt the agenda.
Thanks, Clement. Okay, now for the approval of the minutes.
Clement, you want to do that?
Yes, I'd love to approve the minutes.
And I would like to second that.
And I'll third that. We're good. Okay, so we'll just move right into the new business, which is application for 29 Main Street for pool and hardscaping.
Is anybody is Atlantic Landscaping representing themselves? Neat. Okay. I doubt that Eileen Newquist is representing her application, being as how they sold the house. How long ago, Clement?
I don't really remember, but it's been, I don't know. I've seen activity there, like trucks and stuff, moving vans, so.
Okay.
I thought there was a garage at the end of that driveway.
I think that there's a garage. Can we look at that plan again? I think that the garage is at the end of the house. See where the but the driveway doesn't come into the. Yeah.
The driveway comes in off
West Sankaty.
West Sankaty.
So is the garage going away? Let's look at these pictures.
Oh,
here.
look, West Sankaty, there's the driveway. The driveway dead ends at the pool.
Right, but I think Clement, I think that Angus is right in recollection that there was a garage there. But
if you look at the bottom right photo on that plan, is that a Jeep parked in front of the house or garage?
Let's zoom in on that one. Can we zoom?
Yeah,
The
there it
garage.
is.
So Holly, do we have is there
Demo?
yeah, or something?
That's not the end of the house.
Let me look, see.
Well, it's interesting because on the plan, it looks as if the driveway ends kind of catty corner to the house. And so that you would think that the driveway would drive up to the garage.
No, I'm not. I have to do some digging, but so you all think that there's a garage that's been,
Yeah.
oh, where? Well, looking at,
There
There's
we
no-
go. Look at that. See that garage? Oh, no, there's no
No.
garage. It's the end
no,
of the,
that's part of the structure.
right, it's the end of the house.
Yeah.
And I think that's right. I think it is added onto the house.
And what it, okay, so if you're looking at this, there's two lots here. So that's what's deceiving. See how they've got lot B and lot A? which
Yeah.
correlates to the lot lines here on the
Right.
map geo. Um,
I can't quite tell what is on the north side of where it says deck on the north side of the building. You know,
what
between,
that
yeah,
is.
right between there and the hedge. Maybe that's the building that we see in that bottom right photo, but
Oh, no, I think that's where the car pulls in. You see that, that
right-
rectangle?
that
That might
right-
be the car.
Car, okay.
Let's see.
but in the photo, it shows a car and then there's building on the other side of the car.
Right here.
Mhm.
Well, maybe they're moving the car to the left and well, basically, we don't want to pool on Main Street anyway.
And how can we, I mean, I know that 7,500 square feet lot don't get pools. So are they trying to claim that this property is all one lot? Or can we say, hey, you're putting it on a smaller lot and that won't take it because you're under the size?
So they're zoned SR10, which allows pools.
Yes, yes. It's
So-
Main
But the new rules don't allow pools if the lot size is under 7,500 square feet.
You mean
So the
based on
question-
what was approved for town meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
And it comes into play as of September,
exactly.
For construction or permitting.
permitting, I believe.
You would have to have things permitted, I'm pretty sure. Also, here's another thing is, just so everybody is aware, anytime there's any changes to our zoning bylaw, it's pretty much act upon as you will, or beware, so to speak, before the Attorney General actually blesses it. Because it has to go through a review process with all the appropriate documentation and all the stuff that staff sends up to the state. And then the Attorney General makes their ruling on it. So when it comes to zoning changes, whether it's an amendment or what have you, it's always kind of beware that there could be a change to that. So with that said, there was automatically a date that was voted in. So as well as we also need to look at the date that this was submitted on, which was prior to. Yeah. So I don't think it has to follow that, quite frankly.
So in other words, they're getting in at the 11th hour. So that's what you're saying?
I believe so, yes, to lock it in.
Is there any, if the applicant no longer owns the home, is that reasonable grounds to throw this back and say, hey, you got to resubmit the paperwork with the correct owner?
Looking to see what it says, because you also have to remember that it could be listed as the previous owner with a new owner already, and it's just not being reflected in the system. Because the tax assessor's office, it takes a while for things to get.
Well, but the paperwork, I mean, the form that they filled out has the former owner's name, as if the former owner is truly the applicant.
Right.
Meanwhile, I do think it's a little confusing about the house location from the photo. It looks like the house goes out further towards the pool. I wish there were representation from the applicant today for it, but I would also advise having the pool go as far to the back of the lot as can still be buffered with sound and vegetation, but pools alongside the house. I mean, I think all of us feel that it's inappropriate on Main Street anyway, but and this is behind the house on Main Street, but I think that we also need to be thinking about the visual access from Sankaty. What do you guys think?
Well, yeah, in my mind, that this is, they've got to do with two vistas, from two different streets, two public access. And I would say that this, mainly because they're on a corner, it could be visible from both streets, West Sankaty and Milestone. And Main Street.
And it looks as if it's how close to the neighbors. I mean, the neighbors in that particular place are very close to the lot line because that's the way it was drawn. I mean, the houses are. So there's not much, they've got the waterfall on the back lot line.
Oh, I just saw that. Right. God,
Which
the
will
waterfall.
Which will be, while waterfall is not an obnoxious noise, it will be noisy for the neighbors. I mean, they'll be having benefit of the waterfall.
Is that the Gewertzes that live?
No, it's Marcia Richards.
Oh, yeah, it says that right there.
I think if it were to go to more into the northeast corner, there could be maybe time and a half the buffer that exists now to the north property line. And maybe a similar line could be on the east lot line as well, so that there's more space. What, Holly, what is the latest with the regulations with how planting can be used as screening? Like if the plants die or thin out, you would just be looking from Sankaty at the pool.
Well, the HTC typically makes a motion that it's screened at the time of inspection and in perpetuity.
Thank you.
So Angus, you're asking them to move the pool essentially, as we're looking at this plan, to the right, which would bring it closer to lot B, which I believe is where the house is on lot B.
Also closer to Milestone.
Well, no, it wouldn't be any closer to Milestone.
It may be a few feet to give a little bit more of a buffer.
Oh,
for
yes,
neighbors
you're right.
to be more,
Sorry.
but not dramatically. It would still be way behind that first type 2 cedar picket fence in line with the street side of the house
Yes, I see what you mean.
as
Yeah.
the first line of defense, but then there could be another one that is more around the pool at the back. Might offer more screening.
Yeah. I mean, this was before Mrs. Larson and then the subsequent owners truly butchered the house. A very historic house. It was in the same category as 28 Main. It was a really old historic house on Main Street, Sconset. It was iconic. It no longer looks the way it did because of renovations that really sanitized it and changed its character. But yeah, I still hate to see a pool go in this yard.
Any further comments?
Well, I would like to see the whole integration of the house and the pool. Like you were saying, Angus, what is that behind where it says deck? I guess that's all decking and then you get to, so that's wooden decking and then maybe a parked car, maybe not, maybe a dining room table on top of deck. I'm not sure. And then you've got the flagstone and then you've got the pool and no application for a pool house, which is nice. But maybe if we could have more of a orientation between the house itself and the pool.
And because Caroline isn't here, I would just say, where is the
Equipment.
pool equipment?
So maybe we could have more clarification of the north side of the house near the driveway. And the concern is a pool at all, but certainly visually accessible to the either road, Main Street or Sankaty. So it seems to make sense to push it into the far corner.
Yeah, and I think more clarification is where is the house next door behind it? I mean, I'd like to see that identified in some way.
That should be in the locust plan.
Yeah, here it is.
They're right.
Here,
They're right on the other side of the pool.
Yeah. right on the edge.
So it
Yeah.
actually gets further away from them if it does go to the east.
Does it? Let's look at that locus again.
Instead of being in the middle of their house, it would be, more to the side.
Yeah.
Towards the
Exactly
back.
where the hand is waving.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Without further comment, let's move on to other business.
I think that's Holly.
Yes. So let me get back onto the agenda here. Bear with me. Here we go. So as you see on the agenda, there is a link to the Coastal Resiliency Plan. They're having their second open house. I would highly encourage anybody who loves Nantucket to participate. It's virtual, again, on June 24th from 6 to 8, and obviously being hosted by Arcadis. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. I figured you all would be interested. And that's it.
Thank you, Holly.
Thank you.
I will take a motion to approve the comments.
So moved.
I'll second that.
And I will make it unanimous, and I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I will make that motion.
I'll
Thank
second it.
Thanks, Clement. I'll third it. Thank you all. Thank you, Holly.
Thank you, Angus.
Short and
Thank
sweet.
you.
Thank you, Holly. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Bye. Bye, Holly.
Bye.